Hi guys, the test server has finished and with it the Wheel of Destiny has been finalized. So I just wanted to do a quick video reviewing everything that we know and share what I will be using the wheel as, my choices. So what we're going to cover will be 4 separate presets that I prepared. 2 of them will be tailored towards, AoE hunting, so basically when you're expecting to be doing big pulls, and 2 presets that I will be using for bosses and low monster density hunting, so, your Bezier walls, your Gefir wall, etc. When you're hunting, 3-4 monsters, that kind of stuff. Basically, you can think of it as Exori mass versus Exori min, small amount of monsters, big amount of monsters. And before we get into it, just a general summary, I think the wheel is in a much better state than it was day 1 of test server. So thank you Tipsoft for making some changes. I don't think it's amazing. I still think there are a few dead perks. I'm not sure about the wound cleansing perk. But it is what it is. I still think it's pretty good. I mean, I looked at various combinations and there's definitely quite a few setups you can have on the wheel, depending on your level. There's going to be loads and loads of different setups. And yeah, just before we jump into these 4, there are many ways to build your wheel, and at a different level you will do it differently. I just picked some common level breakpoints where a lot of these more impactful revelation perks and general perks unlock. And these happen here to be at level 550, 850, 550 and 675. Those are the 4 examples that I used, and I think those will be quite useful for majority of the players. If you're level 300, I'm afraid there's not that much for you on the wheel, so I'm not really going to be wasting too much time on that. And just before, one final shout out before we get into the examples. Thank you to Tibia wheel app. There's the link. They have prepared a great simulator of the wheel, and that's how I was able to get together these screenshots for this video. So let's start with the AoE hunting ones. So this is going to be my setup day 1 of winter update, as I am level 550 and I have about 500 points. So yeah, I mean, not too much to say about it. The key things I was looking for in here is the augmented ground shaker T2, which requires 450 points. At that point, I may as well, get 250 in one revelation area and 250 in another revelation area. So the key here, I'm going for ground shaker, and then I'm just expanding to a gift of life tier 1 and avatar of steel T1. So I think this is going to be very good in the sense that you're going to be unkillable. You have gift of life T1, which is going to save you, and in case you further need some saving, you've got avatar of steel that you can pop, right? If your gift of light procs and you're like, shit, I'm going to die, bam, avatar of steel to add into it, you're unkillable, right? That's what I'm hoping for. I'm going to see how it works out in practice. And you get the augmented ground shaker T2, 6-second cooldown. You can just replace Exori min effectively. Yeah, it's pretty great. You get extra 500 health, you get some extra resistances, some mana leech, some life leech. This is basically going to be my regular hunting, day 1 on a level 550 EK. Moving on, once I get a slightly higher level, so I'm going to be looking to get the Battle Instinct perk, and the minimum level to get the Battle Instinct perk and Ground Shaker T2, which are the 2 things that really go hand in hand, you need level 850. So I think this is going to be the next breakpoint at which your regular AoE hunting is going to change, level 850, because you need 800 perk points. And this is how I would set it up. I would basically go for Battle Instinct in the Gift of Life quadrant, and then I would get the Augmented Ground Shaker T2 in the Avatar quadrant. You need, at this stage, at level 850, you will actually need another 25 points to get the T1 Avatar of Life, or whatever it's called, Avatar. So actually it will be really useful from level 875. But I think this is great because I think the Battle Instinct perk is very good. It's going to give you +4 skill in most cases when you're doing most of your big pulls. with the augmented ground shaker, it's going to be pretty nice, right? It's going to be pretty nice. That's going to be my setup for regular hunting from level 850. Now moving on to a couple of other presets. These will be my boss hunting ones. So this, again, I'm level 550, so this will be my setup for day one of bosses, you know, when the test server releases. So what I'm looking for here is augmented front sweep tier 1. Unfortunately, it's I don't have enough levels to get the T2 front sweep, but nevertheless, front sweep Exile Min is the strongest sort of single target spell. So you definitely don't want to be using Exile Mass when you're bossing, right, or when you're doing Gefir Wall or whatever. So I'm going to be going for the front sweep in the combat mastery quadrant. And then to top it up, I like the perks in the Gift of Life. So I'm also going to go for the Gift of Life tier 1 to get myself some, you know, survival against the bosses in case, you know, my druid sleeps. You know, the Gift of Life can save me nicely. I think this is a pretty nice setup for level 550 if you want to go on bosses. And of course you get a little bit of extra defense or damage from the Combat Mastery tier 1 as well. And it's pretty nice. You also get 600 health, you know, loads of conviction perk resistances, some extra sword, axe, club fighting as well. I think this is a pretty nice one, pretty simple. And moving on from that, at level 675 is when you can get tier 2 augmented front sweep, and I think this is going to be the big one as well for bosses. So basically level 675 is the absolute earliest you can do this. So I'm going to invest 600 or so points into the, I think it's 575 points into the Executioner's Throw quadrant. Just go down the bottom up until I get the enhanced augmented front sweep, and then in the Combat Mastery quadrant I will just get the front sweep. And to do this you need 675 levels or 625 points. And you will also get Augmented Fierce Berserk, which is also, well, it's alright. It's minus 30 mana cost. It's not that great, to be honest. And you'll get Executioner's Throw T2, which is just pretty good. It's pretty good. I mean, I'm not sure if it's going to be that great, but it might be enough to, you know, hit at the boss, right? Because it's under 30% of health. Bosses are at under 30% of health for quite a while, right? Because bosses take longer to kill. You might be able to get, you know, 2 or 3 Executioner's Throw off on the boss while it's under 30% health. So I think it's pretty good. I haven't prepared another preset, but an alternative to this one would be basically switching the combat and Executioner's Throw, but focusing on Fierce Berserk, and and basically just getting the augmented Fierce Berserk and the Whirlwind Executioner's Throw quadrant, but going to the very bottom of the Combat Mastery quadrant to get Augmented Fierce Berserk T2. And yeah, that's all I have for you. I'm generally pretty happy. I'm looking forward to try some more of these out on live server and compare my numbers to pre-Wheel of Destiny and pre-character nerf from a few weeks ago. I think it's going to be exciting. Let me know what you guys think. Let me know what you think about these changes that Tipsoft have made on the test server. Do you think the characters are still going to be weaker, stronger? What you like, what you don't like. I mean, I'm excited. I'm always trying to stay positive about the game, you know. Tipsoft, at the end, they know what they're doing. They've been around for 25 years. Might disagree with some of their decisions, but in general, they're pretty good. So, yeah, thanks for watching. Let me know what you think. And if you enjoyed the video, please make sure to like and subscribe. And I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.